Hi folks, the Filipina P here, telling it like it is. In many ways, Filipinas are rugged and resilient women, used to adversity and resourceful enough to handle most of what life throws at us. But inside the boundaries of a relationship, our tough exteriors disappear faster than a lechon at fiesta, and we become fragile creatures whose feelings you can destroy with one poorly chosen word or an involuntary glance at another woman. Those of you out there who are already dating or married to one of us know exactly what I'm talking about. But even some of you guys might need a refresher course. So what do we want? What keeps us happy and reassured? Well, I think I just overheard what went through the minds of thousands of you right now, who immediately went to the topic of money and answered that question with things like, she wants your money, she wants your pension. I've already covered that issue, and it seems to be more of a universal female trait, not just a Filipina thing. So I'm not gonna discuss the financial angle. We all know the score on that one. Many of the concepts I'm about to cover are universal, but they take on a greater importance for a Filipina due to the culture and expectations here. So if you want to know how to keep your Pinay happy and feeling secure, here are 15 ways to do just that. First, I'm going to start off with the things to avoid. It's important and probably difficult not to think like a Westerner all the time. But many of the ways you foreigners interact with your partners will cause conflict or hurt feelings with a Filipina. For instance, I noticed a lot of playful teasing between Western partners. A woman might tease a man about his bald spot, or a man might tease his girlfriend about shopping habits. It's all meant to be in good fun, and both parties know it's not an actual problem, although there's usually some truth in it too. But if you constantly call your Filipino girlfriend shorty, she's gonna develop a complex about her height. She might not say anything about it, but it'll put a little dent in her self-image. Another thing regarding social interactions that should be avoided at all costs is the tendency of you Western guys to flirt with strangers. The way you see it, it's not flirting. You're just being sociable and complimentary to the people you meet. But you have to remember that Asian cultures are more reserved. So when you call the waitress dear or sweetie, you just committed a huge crime that you'll hear about on the way home. Or more likely, you won't hear anything but silence on the way home. And you'll be left to replay everything you did and said that day until you uncover the problem, if you're lucky. So this next one goes without saying, but yes, I'm gonna say it anyway for the thicker heads in the room. Don't, under any circumstances, purposely try to make your Filipina girlfriend jealous. I know that some people even subconsciously like to make sure their partners are still interested by seeing how they react when put in competition with another person. Maybe you're chatting online with a Filipina and you just accidentally mentioned the name of another girl you recently talked to. Big mistake. That will not get the reaction you're looking for. And all you'll probably achieve is driving her into the arms of the next guy in line. This one may anger some of you guys. You won't think it's fair, and you'll probably wonder why you have to compromise your culture on this one. But don't try to keep any other female acquaintances around. The explanation, she's just a friend, won't work with us, even if it's true, because we've heard that line a million times, and in our world, it rarely ends well. The only communications with other females that we can tolerate without having any problems are family members and maybe a co-worker, if you have a legitimate need for contact with her. And here's another one that's tripped up quite a few guys have talked to about their relationship problems. Usually after it's too late to do anything about it. Never send any kind of financial aid to another Filipina, no matter what the reason. Even if there's a poor single mother that you have no other interest in, that you've been helping since before you even knew your Filipina girlfriend. If she gets one whiff of your sending your assets to someone else, there's going to be a meltdown that will make Chernobyl look like a spilled cup of coffee. For the same reason, don't talk a lot about your exes. Women in general don't like that, but Filipinas are hurt by any comparisons between themselves and some other woman you shared your bed with. It's bad form in any relationship, but a Filipino will assume that your ex is still on your mind, even if you only have bad things to say. Now here's a hard one for any person in a relationship, but if you can control it, you'll be much better off. Try not to raise your voice when arguing. We generally avoid conflict when we can, unless it's you that did something wrong. Western couples sometimes verbally slug it out and quickly get over it, but we Filipinas will often just retreat under our cloak of silence and stew in our emotions. It may be frustrating to a foreigner that we're not very good debaters because you guys are taught to explore every issue and talk it out, even loudly. But that's just not our way. You'll get a lot further if you take things one issue at a time and try to calmly present your point of view in an even tone. And finally, for the last item on our list of things to avoid, don't get involved in her family matters unless they directly involve you. Even if you think you have a reasonable solution to a problem or have a relevant point to make, don't. You'll be seen as sticking your nose where it doesn't belong, and you'll embarrass your Filipina in front of her family. And now for the positive things you can actively do to reassure your Filipina that she's really the woman you chose as a partner. When meeting your friends or family, instead of saying, "Folks, I'd like you to meet Maria," say, "Folks, I'd like to introduce my girlfriend, Maria." It sounds like a trivial difference, but titles and status are important here. And it's a big deal to her that you acknowledge her role in your life in front of the people closest to you. And next, it's time to invoke rule number 32 from Zombieland. Enjoy the little things. Spend as much time with her as possible and do little things together instead of going out with the guys, especially early in the relationship. Yes, Filipinas can often be what you call clingy. But it's our way of investing in the relationship and also keeping an eye on you. Instead of going to the pub with just the guys, ask your Filipina to come along too. We'll be flattered that you want to spend that time with us, and we'll also be relieved because we know what goes on at the bars here. I know this one can be hard, but also try to remember the little things. Waking up your Filipina girlfriend by saying, "Happy 3-week anniversary," will mean more to her than a day of shopping at the mall. Well, maybe not more than that, but it'll be close anyway. Or just take us to the mall after saying happy 3rd-week anniversary. As you may know, Filipinas have a reputation for not voicing an opinion when you ask us trivial things. But if you really want to make us feel like we're part of the equation, ask for our advice and our opinion when it comes to the important stuff. It's true that if you ask us where we want to eat or what TV show we'd like to watch, 99% of the time, you'll get the famous, whatever you want. But when it comes to the bigger questions about where to live or whether or not to buy a car, seeking our advice lets us know that you value our thoughts. It makes us feel like a part of the team instead of us having the role of an employee. Every Filipina knows how quickly employees are replaced around here. And we don't want to feel like we need to be looking for a new job all the time. And here's an important one, even if you don't like it. Always try to attend family gatherings if you're invited. It's a big deal here, because we get to show you off as well as demonstrate that we're a couple. And you're more than just some guy we occasionally date. In many Western cultures, it's not as crucial, and making up reasons why you can't go to the in-laws barbecue is almost a national sport. But here, it's different. It shows that you are a real couple. It shows respect to the family unit, and it'll win you points all around. And obviously, try to be nice to her family. Even if you can't stand her lazy uncle that lays around with a beer in his hand and can never seem to show up to a job, but somehow always manages to show up at family gatherings when there's free food or entertainment. He's part of the mix too, like it or not. If you can manage to keep your thoughts about him to yourself, It'll show your Filipina that you accept her good with her bad. But I know how difficult that one is. And finally, if you want to make your Filipina rest easy in your arms at night, knowing your relationship is secure, the biggest thing you can do is have a concrete plan for the future and fulfill whatever promises you make along the way. Relationships can dissolve quickly here. Men come and go. And to us, success is not only measured in the amount of time you've been together, but the path you're on for the future. If you include her in your dreams and goals and let her know that she's always a part of them, she'll stay by your side. So I know, sounds like a lot of work to date a Filipina. And in many ways, you're right. There are so many things that can damage your relationship. Things that you might think are trivial or even silly. But now that you have the Filipina playbook, you can make it a smoother ride. Does it sound like we're neurotic, anxious, and always looking for a crack in a relationship? Yes. But are we neurotic, anxious, and always looking for a crack in a relationship? Yes. But some of you listening right now, remember a time in your life when you looked at the woman you loved and felt safe, almost invincible, and it was the two of you against the world. Obviously, we know how that turned out, or you probably wouldn't be here right now. But that relationship you thought you had, the one you wanted so desperately, can be found with a Filipina, if you know the rules. Well, that's all for today's episode, folks. But I'll be back by the weekend with something new and different. You can count on it. Till next time.
Oh, the power's out again.
Okay, hon, no big deal. It'll come back on in a little bit. Just relax.
Damn it! We're out of toilet paper. What am I supposed to do without toilet paper?
Hon, it's not the end of the world. Just chill.
And it sounds like the neighbors just got a few more barking dogs, damn it!
Look, you really need to learn how to relax and not let things bother you so much. Bloody hell. Hon, I think I just lost a few fingers here.
Lost a few fingers? We gotta get you to the hospital!
No, it's no big deal. A little duct tape and I'll be fine. Don't freak out all the time.
Look, your best friend's a doctor. I'm calling her right now.
What? You want to call my friend? Oh, no, you don't. I knew you always wanted to talk to her. I could see in your eyes. You really know how to hurt a girl, you know that? I can put up with almost anything, but you've betrayed me. And it really makes me wonder about our future together. If you think about it, I'm kind of like your waitress, bringing hot, fresh content to the table and serving it to you every week. The only thing I ask for my hard work is that you leave a small tip in the form of a thumbs up on this video, a subscription to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you know when your next meal has been served, and asking you to share this video with friends. I promise, it'll only take 10 seconds to do, and your tip will make my day. You don't want to stiff your waitress, do ya? And for dessert, please enjoy my other videos too. See you real soon!